What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Morgan and welcome back to another video. So I'm going quite a bit off script lately because a lot of things keep coming up that need to be talked about. And a lot of this stuff I don't even really know where to start, but here we are. So this goes for quite a few things, not just for dogs. So in the position we are in right now, so we are in a certain position right now with dogs and with family that you kind of have to prepare yourself to say goodbye. So how do you prepare yourself to say goodbye to people or to pets? So I have an almost 8-year-old dachshund who has been struggling these last few days. His name is Duke. He can't really walk well. He has bad arthritis. He has infected teeth, horrible teeth that we're going to get pulled. And who knows what else. He has cancer. We're in the process of scheduling his surgery. And then unfortunately, Chris's mom has been put on hospice, and his uncle just had open heart surgery all within like the same week. And he's on a ventilator, has been for a while now. He was doing well and then started getting bad again. So how do you prepare yourself for the worst and to say goodbye? I think the first thing you have to do is just come to terms with the fact that you can't change anything and it's not your fault. So no matter what you do, you can't change the fact that somebody's going to pass away or something, which includes Duke. You can't change that fact. You can't make it any better. You can't, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to kind of accept it, the fact that this is what's happening. In life, people pass, and there's not much you can do about it regardless. But it sucks because, unfortunately, that's the way life is. With dogs don't live as long as people do, but you have to appreciate the time you have with them. I didn't have nearly as enough time with Duke as I would have wanted to because we got him so old. I just got him, and he's about to turn 7 years old, or he's about to turn 8 years old now. I got him when he was 7, almost 8. So, I didn't get to spend as much time with him as I would have liked to. And Chris's uncle is almost 80, and his mom is 70 now. But we knew things were going downhill fast with his mom. But his uncle, we never really realized how bad it was. And then we got a phone call that he was in the hospital, having been hospitalized because his pacemaker went off, and the rest from there is he's not doing very well and still in the hospital. It's been about a week now. They thought he was going to do better, but he's only gotten worse. So how do you prepare yourself to say goodbye to family and pets when there's nothing else you can do? Just coming to terms with the fact that there is nothing else you can do is a start. You know, if you come to terms with it, it is a start. And while it does not make anything any better, you have to come to terms with it's not your fault. And this is the way life works. You know, people pass. There's not much you can do about it. Before they pass, you spend as much time with them as possible because it makes it a little bit easier knowing you spend as much time with them as possible. And that goes the same for pets. You know, Duke has never been to the beach. He lived his entire life in a tiny shed in a kennel. Well, it's not really a kennel, but it's kennel enough where he could go outside partly, but he was on concrete or bricks or whatever. No grass. He rarely went outside in grass. He spent his entire life walking back and forth on bricks. He had a tiny little kennel cage that he lived in, and he never got to experience going inside or living in a bed. Maybe when he was born, he experienced living inside, but he never got a bed. Since coming to me, we moved him from the weenie room and weenie shed to inside the house to live out the rest of his retirement with our neutered dog, Zero. And Zero has basically adopted him. It's been a very rough day today because of the storm. We got hit pretty bad with the storm. So his arthritis has been flaring up really bad where he won't get up. So Zero has been cuddling with him, as you can see here. I have to do this because it reminds me that something needs to go here. So Zero's been cuddling with him very seriously and really enjoying his time with him and keeping Duke company. And Zero can be very territorial. So when he did that, we knew that Duke wasn't feeling very well. But we're going to take him to the beach because he's never been to the beach before. But all you can do is spend the time that you want to spend and not regret it. Now, if you don't spend the time, which Chris's sisters have been doing that, they haven't spent any time with his mom or his uncle, you can't blame anybody but yourself. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that you don't want to spend time with them. But it's a long story with Chris's sisters. I don't even want to get started on it. You'd be surprised about the amount of drama that is there. But you can't blame anybody else but yourself for not wanting to spend time with your family, because at that point it is your fault. You need to take responsibility. But spend the time you can with your family while you can, because you will regret it when they pass and you didn't spend any time with them. And that goes for pets too. You know, we've been doing as much with Duke as possible. We've been giving him things he's never had before. He's not big on French fries, but we've tried French fries and hamburgers. And of course, it's not good for him, but at the same time, he's never had anything in his entire life. So we're trying to make whatever time he has left last and enjoyable. But it's a bit of a challenge trying to say goodbye because you never really know how much time you have left. He could have quite a few years left, but at the same time, no vet can give you a prognosis on it. I mean, they had a dog with cancer to live a year longer than what he was supposed to. So you can never get a prognosis, but spend time and live every day like it's your last. I think personally that's the biggest thing about preparing yourself to say goodbye is living every day with that person like it's your last or like it's their last and not regretting the time you spent. So I think personally that's the biggest deal of all. But really kind of just setting yourself up for when it does happen. Telling yourself that there's nothing you could have done and you did what you could and you spent the time you could with them. But don't regret that time. So really just appreciate the time you have left and use it to your advantage. I think that's the biggest thing about preparing yourself to say goodbye. And then knowing that you did everything you could and you spent the time you could and not blaming yourself for having to say saying goodbye is not supposed to be easy. It never is. You know, those are my two number one things that how to prepare yourself to say goodbye is spending as much time as you can and not regretting that time and not blaming yourself for everything that happened because you can't always prepare. As long as you don't regret the time you spend with them, that's all you can do. So for us, I guess we see where we go from here because all you can do is what you can do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you got any tips for anybody trying to say goodbye and preparing themselves for the worst, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And Rue and I, who's in my lap, we'll see you guys next time in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.